Now, with respect to the telephone of your father's, when you came up the stairs and you saw your brother lying there, you became hysterical. Fair statement?
Yes.
And you were yelling and screaming, correct?
Correct.
And then you saw your father come from the hallway, correct?
Correct.
And you say that he didn't call 911 or give you his phone, correct?
Correct.
But isn't it true that the reason he didn't do that was because you thought he was too drunk and flustered?
No.
Did you tell at a hearing under oath that he couldn't open his phone because he was drunk and flustered?
No.
By the way, did you tell Investigator Mikla on the next day that what you heard from the upstairs was playful bantering?
I don't recall.
All right. Should be in here. Did you tell Investigator Mikla the next day? He had his phone, but he wasn't calling. I don't know if he just couldn't get into his phone because he was so flustered, like he couldn't remember his lock thing or whatever. Remember telling Mikla that?
I don't remember saying that, but that would have been speculation on my part.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why.
That's right. So you deem that speculation? Is that right?
He wouldn't give me the phone to call 911, and he held it over his head.
Okay, and by the way, with he holding over his head, did you tell anybody that during the investigation up until the last time you testified under oath? Any time before that, did you tell anybody about him holding above his head?
Tell who?
Anybody?
Would have?
Law enforcement.
I believe so, yes.
Who?
I don't recall who it would have been to. I remember him doing that when that happened, yes.
Did you also say that as far as getting the address of your place, you said your father would not give you the address, and did you say under oath, initially, no, I think he had attempted to, but he did not successfully give it to me. Did you say that under oath?
Objection, Foundation.
Do you recall ever stating that?
No.
Can I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
Show you page 36.
And that'd be 305.
Yes.
Okay. So you did say that?
Yes.
And we'll have that marked as Exhibit 305, Mr. Gray.
Okay.
Thank you.
Did you consider yourself when you woke up and went upstairs at around 4 in the morning that you were still drunk?
No,
So you felt you were sober?
I felt completely panicked and horrified. I don't remember feeling drunk at all.
Did you at any time tell the law enforcement officers that you believe that your father did not use his phone or get into his phone because he was drunk and flustered? Tell
No.
anybody that? No, never did?
I don't recall saying that, no.
Could you have said it?
I don't recall.
What, you don't recall if you could say it?
I don't remember saying that.
Was he drunk?
Our dad?
Yes, at the time he was trying to get into his phone, was he drunk?
I don't know if I know he was drunk earlier in the evening. I don't know if at that time what his state was.
Not- So you don't have any opinion as to whether or not your dad was drunk when he got up and walked out to the front to where Chase was at, is that right?
I don't understand the question.
You have no opinion as to whether or not your father was drunk when he came out and tried to open his phone?
No, I didn't pay attention to his state. All I paid attention to was Chase's.
Did you tell investigator Mikla that, I don't know if he just couldn't get into his phone because he was so flustered like he couldn't remember his lock thing? But it was just, I don't know, I was screaming and he just wasn't doing it.
Objection, Judge, asked and answered. We've already gone over this.
Do you recall stating that to the investigator?
Yes, because I was confused why he wouldn't help me.
Okay. I have a moment, Your Honor, might be done.
Yes.
Okay. Did you well, I just have a couple more questions. Did you tell the officers at any time that you believed your father was closer to Chase than he was to you?
I don't remember saying that.
Is that what you believe, though?
That I said that?
No, that you believed that. Back then, you believed that he was closer to his son than he was to you.
I think he had tried to be closer to Chase, yes.
And you also knew that he had purchased a Jeep for his son, Chase. Is that right? Yes or no?
Yes.
And they were planning on working on it that summer of 2018, correct?
That's not correct.
So as far as you know, they weren't planning on working on it?
That was not the plan.
Okay, that's all I have.
Thank you. Ms. Ellenwood, redirect.
To follow up on that, Summer, Mr. Gray just asked you about this Jeep that the defendant bought for Chase. What do you know about this Jeep that was bought for Chase?
So he
Object to that, Your Honor, is a narrative question, what she knows about it.
And again, Ms. Ellen, maybe you can segment it.
Sure. Did Chase want the Jeep?
no.
You know.
Object to that, object to that.
Sustained as to state of mind. Ms. Ellenwood, question?
How did Chase respond when he knew about the Jeep, if you know?
Object to that, it's hearsay and lack of
Sustained,
foundation.
sustained.
What did the defendant say to you about the Jeep that he bought for Chase, if anything?
Object to that is leading,
Overrule, if
lack of
anything.
foundation, Your Honor.
If he said anything to you? So not what he said to Chase, not what Chase said to him, but what he said directly to you, if anything.
No, I don't think he said anything to me about the Jeep.
Now, previously, Mr. Gray asked you about going out to the defendant's home on April 13th of 2018. Did you want to go to his home that evening?
No,
Why not?
because our relationship's very difficult. It's not enjoyable being around there, but after he had called me on Wednesday and he had sounded so bad, I felt obligated to go over with Chase.
Now, there's the series of text messages that Mr. Gray showed you. Have you ever seen that document before, Exhibit 300?
Have I ever, before today?
Yes.
No.
Did you have a relationship with your father where you said, "I love you" to each other in person?
We didn't see each other in person often, but yes, it would be said if I saw him.
Okay. Now, I want to show you Exhibit 5. Mr. Gray asked you about this exhibit as well. Do you recall him asking you about what time that you believe that Snapchat photo was taken?
Yes.
What time, if you recall saying?
I think it was 1:21 or 1:14. It was one of the two. And at around 1 a.m.
In the morning?
Yes.
Now, in that photo, are you able to see Chase at all?
Yes.
And does that appear to be how he looked at 1:21 in the morning?
Yes.
Do you see any bruises at all on his face?
Object to this is outside the scope of the cross-examination.
Sustained,
Judge, may I approach?
sure.
Do you see any blood coming